Morning Gamecocks, I'm Chloe Findlay.
And I'm Meagan Daukshus. We're wrapping up for the summer, giving you a final recap on the news and happenings on the USC campus and around Columbia, but we'll be back in September on campus and in the studio.
I'm Caroline Smith, and we hope you've enjoyed our summer podcast edition of Good Morning Gamecocks.
And I'm Delaney Flanagan. This week, we'll take a look at a rivalry football, also known as soccer, game coming to Willie-B.
We have an update on our USA Team Olympians in Paris.
An important hearing for a year-old tragedy is coming to Charleston in September.
And this weekend, we'll bring a brand new festival to our beautiful Soda City. We hope to get your weekend started in the right direction. Welcome to Good Morning Gamecocks.
Welcome back, everybody, for one last summer podcast episode.
Woohoo! I made the cut.
Done so much hard work. It's been so great.
I missed you guys. Thanks for
we missed you.
Yeah, we're glad to have everyone here for our final one. We've certainly had a lot of fun making these, and we appreciate everybody for tuning in to us this summer to listen to a lot of the crazy stuff that we've discussed.
Giving us a nice excuse to keep up with what's been going on the university while we've all been far from campus.
Yes, and although this is our last summer podcast episode, as we said earlier, we will see you in the studio in person with our real faces back in the fall. We've got some exciting changes to the show that I think you will all enjoy very much. But until then, we do have one more episode for you guys, so let's get right into it. We've got some stories to kick off your weekend, starting with a summer game coming to Willie-B.
The Rivals in Red tour match is coming to Columbia this weekend, and if you don't know what that is, two English Premier football teams, or soccer, Manchester United versus Liverpool, are playing at Williams-Brice Stadium August 3rd, which is on Saturday. And they have played 3 games total in the United States this summer. Starting on July 27th, they played a game in LA, and then they are playing tonight in Philadelphia. And then they're coming to Columbia on Saturday, and I gotta say, Columbia being in the lineup with Philadelphia and LA is kind of wild. Why Columbia?
That's exactly what I was gonna say. I'm first of all super stoked. That's really, really, really cool that Premier League teams, which is like the top echelon of professional soccer, it's crazy that they're coming to Columbia. I really don't know how Williams-Brice got picked to be the next venue, but I mean, this is awesome.
Yeah, I'm so proud of Columbia. There's going to be this game sold out like 2 days after tickets went on sale. They were so expensive, and like I'm so proud of Williams-Brice, but like why are they playing in a football stadium? What about the other schools that I guess they might not be schools, the other locations that got picked, are they all in like American football stadiums?
Yeah, I think that it's more has to do with the seating. They can just put any field on. I mean, you go to in Madison Square Garden and it's used for basketball and hockey. So I think it's same with these outdoor. They can kind of change around the field, probably just repaint it. If it's the same, meters as a soccer field.
You know, soccer fields are not regulated. Like there's general understandings for how big it is, but it's not like exactly 100 yards like a football field.
Huh. Really?
They're different.
I thought in professional soccer they were all the same. I guess, that's interesting.
Well, they did actually have to change the way that the field was a little bit in order to accommodate the soccer. I know I was actually at Williams-Brice Stadium last weekend, and the field was just green. There was no like paint on it yet, which was kind of weird and felt a little wrong. And they were actually putting up the nets for, I'm guessing, this soccer game. So I did get to see them kind of start setting up for that, which was really interesting. There is a Daily Gamecock article, and one of the quotes in that is talking about how they had to change some of the way that the field was because there were parts that were like concrete or like sloped that like wouldn't work for soccer. So they had to fix that. They actually raised the field's landscape in order for it to fit like the correct parameters for soccer, which is pretty interesting that, you know, they're dedicated, which they have to be. But they didn't only have to mess with the field a little bit, they also had to redo some of the locker rooms and add some stuff in there, including ice baths and a coffee, tea, and milk station in each of the locker rooms for the players.
Wow,
British
that's
people,
funny.
Are they actually like this? I've never been to England.
You know, if you're a premier soccer team, I guess you can ask for tea in your locker room, but like I don't like the idea of them getting ready for a football game or like coming off of the field and then just going straight in for a cup of tea. Like
it's just not the same thing as like Gatorade, you know?
Yeah. Can I get the English breakfast with some milk and sugar? Like
they're like covered in grass.
That's
like,
really funny.
That feels a little crazy to me. And I also don't like the idea that there's just milk sitting out in the locker room. And I know that it's probably like chilled or something. Like I know it's not just sitting out there, but I just don't like that. That makes me a little uncomfortable.
It's milk it's always the milk.
I don't think milk is meant to be in a locker room.
No.
Well, one of my questions is, how long is this team taking over the locker room? Is it only just for the day or maybe the day before and the day of? Because isn't our football team like deep in the throes of practice before games are starting later this month?
Yes. So football actually doesn't practice in Williams-Brice, shockingly. They do every once in a while, but they have that whole training facility across the way, and it is huge. It's got indoor, outdoor field and whole weight rooms and everything. So they were probably able to work around the schedule and just not use the stadium those days.
Yeah, especially because I feel like they had to do so much work on it. That they had to, I mean, I'm sure they had to kick the football team out, which I don't think they can be too mad about it. Maybe they get like free tickets or something. That'd be cool.
That would be cool.
That would be awesome. Yeah. I mean, I think everyone wanted to go see this game. Like the Caroline said, they sold out in about 2 days, and it's a big deal to have this come. I mean, we have the World Cup coming in a few years, right? To America?
Yeah, it's 2026 is coming to a bunch of cities across the US. Yeah.
Yeah. One of them.
Really cool. I didn't know that.
In my home state. So that'll be pretty awesome to see.
I wonder if they'll come to Columbia after. I mean, I'm sure they've already planned it out, but I wonder if they are coming to Columbia because
maybe this is
if we can hold Manchester, Liverpool, I don't see why we can't have World Cup games.
Yeah, I think it's also we're seeing Columbia becoming an upcoming city more. Lots of new builds, lots of new events like this coming to Columbia. So, I mean, maybe in the future, who knows? Maybe one day the Olympics will be in Columbia, South Carolina.
I know, big deal. But this is a very exciting event for local businesses and hotels. I know that the Hotel Trundle is completely sold out. And I just think it's really awesome that our local businesses are kind of able to profit off of this. I know traffic is bad on a game day, so that also gets me a little nervous. I know that they're trying to prepare Williams-Brice for all the cars that are going to be coming in and I'm sure the tailgating. They're going to try and monitor traffic like a normal football game, but just expect more people, which but the traffic patrol master did say to pack your patience. So if you're going, get there early because you might be waiting in traffic for a little while. I know my mom is going to this game.
Oh, let us know how
this is. Several friends who are going to this game, and they're already like emotionally steeling themselves for the hassle of just getting to Columbia and then getting out of it. I don't know which one would be worse, getting to the game or getting home from. I think on football days, it's the getting out later that's the worst part.
I've sat in 3 hours of traffic before, coming out as the band and sitting in parking lots for hours. So.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, and I can only imagine how bad that's going to be this time. So hopefully it's not too bad. Go to the bathroom before you get in your car, before you're about to leave, so you're not stuck in there, because that's what is the hardest part about it.
And wear sunscreen, bring a hat. Like, yes, it's an evening game, but this is early August in Columbia. It's going to be hot.
Especially
anyone who's going needs to be yeah, these British players, like, I mean, to be fair, I've never been to England. I'm pretty sure that it's just not usually 110 degree heat index.
All of Europe. does not get hot like we do. That's why they don't see a lot of AC there.
Yeah, I hope these players are like, to be fair, they just played in Los Angeles, so maybe they've been broken into American heat, but I hope these players who might not be used to the climate take good care of themselves.
Yeah, they might have to swap the tea for the Gatorade, like we said.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The milk is not going to be there.
This is super cool for Colombia. I'm still floored by the fact that Colombia got picked over. I mean, you could name a dozen other markets that are better. Better is not really the right word, but you know what I'm trying to say. Bigger markets.
I'm so proud of our little city.
It's incredible. Like I just pulled up an article and one of the things that was said was the fact that Colombia got chosen because of their passion for American football and their passion for sports in general. So go us.
That's awesome.
Go us and go Cox.
We do got the passion. We bring it every game.
Now, I feel like we can't discuss this game without also trying to discuss a little preface. Do any of y'all have strong opinions about either Man U or Liverpool?
No.
Is anyone taking a side in this game?
No.
I don't watch soccer.
No.
Yeah,
Neither
I'm really
do I.
not. I only watch soccer when it's like the US national team is playing, like in the World Cup or something like that. Other than that, I don't really pay attention.
My only foray into professional English soccer is like Ted Lasso. So
I know Messi, but that's not Europe. That's not England, excuse me.
just a player, not a whole team.
Yeah, well, I know that.
I only know Lionel Messi, actually.
I kicked a ball into a goal once.
Good for
Good
you know
for
what?
you.
That's wonderful.
They should put me
Congratulations.
on the team. You should let me play.
Honestly.
Well, with those skills, Delaney, I feel like we could see you in the next Olympics.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Tell us about the Olympics, Megan.
Oh, I got it ready for you. Do I have the most exciting news of the summer? 2024 Olympic Games in Paris have started, and I got all the news and wins coming up for y'all. All right, so I'm gonna start with some of the news because it's interesting. It's not as exciting as our wins, but a lot of the athletes have actually been leaving the Olympic villages, and like I said before, we talked about how Europe doesn't have AC. That's one of the biggest reasons they're leaving. No AC, so it's extremely hot. And then we got uncomfortable beds and food shortages. So some of the players are struggling. I don't know what's going on there. Tennis phenomenon Coco Gauff said that there were 10 girls and there was only 2 bathrooms, and so 5 of them left and then 5 of them stayed. So it makes it more of a comfortable living space for them. But that's been an issue, and we've been seeing a lot of athletes leaving. Still, tons are there. I think they stay because that the Olympic Village is one of the best parts of the athletes. But yeah, I think this is kind of interesting that people are leaving. So,
how are you going to plan for the Olympics and not have enough food for Olympic athletes?
Yeah, that's so sad. Like I feel bad for these are world-class athletes who are like making epic showings for their countries, and they're like not being taken care of.
Yeah. I will say I was just watching NBC before primetime, and I forget which athlete it was, but he has been making videos of how good their chocolate muffins are. And he's like leaving with multiple muffins, so maybe he's the reason to this food shortage. No, I'm kidding. He's
Single-handedly contributing.
I think that is so funny. So, yeah.
Oh, well, another one of the things that I read regarding like the air conditioning was that the U.S. is like sending like air conditioners to their athletes' living situations. But I was talking to my dad about this the other day, and he brought up the point. Okay, yeah, the U.S. can afford to send their athletes these air conditioning units, but what about like these tiny countries that only have a couple athletes, like, I don't know, Fiji or something like that? They can't afford to send portable air conditioning units for all of their athletes' rooms.
No, they can't. Yeah, it's a weird situation. We also see them getting mattress toppers for those beds because those beds are not comfortable. And I don't think it's the fact that they're the cardboard beds. I think that's great for the environment. It's more so just the mattress toppers that are on top of them that seem to be, or the mattress itself that's uncomfortable. So that's why they're sending mattress toppers as well. And I couldn't imagine how that like your bed being uncomfortable could possibly affect how you play in the games that they're there for. So
yeah, like if they're not resting, and I know I can, as a true Southerner, I cannot sleep if it is too warm. That AC has got to be blasting all night. Like, is it at this point? I wonder for like Europe as a whole, is it like personal? They're just like denying climate change. Not like they're saying it, not that they're saying it doesn't exist, just that like they're so insistent. They're like, we've never needed AC before. I refuse to buy an AC unit. It's not supposed to be this hot in France. And then they're just like not buying them. And now all these people are just like roasting in their homes.
Yeah, I will say though, the other night, I mean, it was like 60 degrees for the opening ceremony. Granted, it was raining, but it's mid-July. That's mid-July. That's cool. That's very cold. So I think the highest it was last week got into 80s, but it didn't hit 80 until like 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock there. So interesting.
Like 80 outside and 80 in your house are not the same temperature at all.
Yeah, no, it's not. But let's move on. We got some more exciting news, and we're gonna start getting into some of those wins. So we might have heard of the whole Seine River controversy over the past year, if you've been keeping up with it. They had put $1.5 billion in US dollars, that's in our terms, into the cleaning the river. It was it's been so polluted. The E. coli in it is so high, and they keep testing it, and it's up and it's down, it's up and it's down. The mayor of Paris swims in it. She's fine. Eventually, they canceled the triathlon. And then they finally okayed it yesterday, Tuesday the 30th. And Wednesday the 31st, they were able to swim in it. And so it's great to see that they were able to use it and that all of that money did go well. But I still think that there could be some dangers to swimming in that water, since it didn't seem like the cleaning went that well. But they okayed it for them. And so we got the men's triathlon. We had Great Britain gold, New Zealand silver, France bronze. And in women's, it was France gold, Switzerland silver, and Great Britain with the bronze. So Great Britain on there twice, pretty cool to see. France on there twice, pretty cool to see. And I think it was
no way that they're okay.
Yeah,
I hope
that's
so.
how I'm thinking. Like, it's concerning a little bit, maybe a lot of it. Like,
I mean, it was only days ago that they said the entire Seine was not clean to swim in, and then now they're just gonna go and they just did it.
Well, also coming from somebody who, like, I used to swim open waters. Like, I used to swim like a 5K in a lake.
wow.
You're gonna
So you can go to the Olympics, just not for soccer.
Not for soccer, but I'm gonna swim my 5K and absolutely obliterate Michael Phelps and whoever else is there. But like I just know that they're like, you're swallowing the water. Like, that's just like what happens when you're swimming super hard and you're just focusing on it. Like, that's just what happens. And like, there's no way. Like, I feel like it's gonna mess them up.
Yeah, I think we might see them get sick. If we see them get sick, I wonder how the Paris Olympic Committee and the International Olympic Committee will take care of that, because that is concerning, and Paris should have not run it if it was too bad to get sick. More fun news. This story, my favorite story of the night, women's gymnastics. Guys, I worked on Tuesday. I had all news notifications off, no social media for 9 hours and waited to watch it when I got home from work, and had no idea what was going to happen. Neither did my mom. We sat there freaking out the whole time. What an experience to actually watch it live instead of getting, notifications throughout the day and kind of not getting it spoiled for you. So women's gymnastics brings home the gold. After an unexpected silver in Tokyo in 2020, we got Simone Biles, Jordan Childs, Sunisa Lee, Jade Carey, and Hesley Rivera. Hesley Rivera from New Jersey, just might want to say. Great to see. She's 16 years old, which is insane to see a 16-year-old making the USA Gymnastics team. We haven't seen younger girls make it in a while. We've had a lot of people coming back. I mean, we see Simone back for her third games. Which is great to see. Helped the team bring them to that gold medal. And it's just, I think it's so exciting. It was so fun seeing them celebrate. And after they won, we had Suni Lee and Simone Biles talking about what TikToks they're going to make with their medals, which I think is hilarious. And it's just, that's how we are now. All of us we're like that. It's so fun.
I'm so proud of them. I think that gymnastics might be one of my favorite parts of the Summer Olympics. Mm-hmm. I personally have been quite hooked on men's gymnastics, which I know we're going to talk about in a second, but I'm so proud of these women. Like, gymnastics is one of those things that, like, I watch it on TV and I just can't believe it's real. It doesn't look possible, the things that they can do. It's amazing.
Yeah. So, like, I saw a diagram or a picture the other day of Simone Biles in the air, and it had, like, it measured distance from the ground to where Simone was. She was like 12 feet up into the air. Yeah. Like, how does someone do that? It blows my mind.
It's insane. Even weirder is, like, it's just springboards. They are just such strong athletes that they can throw themselves into the air, especially floor. You would think that would be, like, a super bouncy, like, it's not. It's foam cheer mats with a wooden board in between and short springs. It's not as bouncy as you'd think, and they're throwing themselves, like, 12 feet into the air. It's impressive.
It's insane.
Also just, like, landing too after being like 12 feet in there, and they can just land like nothing. Like, I jump off my dorm bed and my feet freak out.
Yeah.
I cannot imagine. Just like, oh my God, it's awesome.
I will say you see a lot of gymnasts now taping their ankles a lot more often than you used to, and that's just, it's really just to keep their feet, their ankles in, you know. They're landing so hard doing these insane tricks. It's so they don't
and one wrong move and it's just like over.
Yeah,
I don't want to.
Because you're coming down with so much force after spinning and flipping in the air, like 12 feet up. I just don't even want to imagine what it would feel like to land not on the right part of your foot.
Yeah, no, there are tons of awful injuries out there. That's what you're into watching. But let's talk about one of the best watches of gymnastics. I have to say, out of the men's gymnastics, we have Mr. Clark Kent, the iconic pommel horse king, Steven Nadarczyk, bringing home Team USA men's gymnastics its first medal in 16 years since 2008 Beijing. I mean, this is crazy. I big deal to not have a medal in 16 years and to finally have it. But for Steven to come in and his only job is pommel horse, and he does it, and he helps bring that home that medal, that bronze medal. It's great to see. I'm so happy for them. I haven't seen, I guess, really in my lifetime, men's gymnastics win where I have memory of it. You know, 2008 was so long ago. I was like, what, 5? But this is awesome. I'm so happy for them. Yeah, and the Twitter memes are the funniest part.
Oh my God, the memes are hilarious because, like, so on top of just being an incredible athlete, like Steven doing this insane, like, pommel horse routine that, like, won our first medal in 16 years, but there's the memes are of him, like, sleeping before his routine. Yeah. Like, he had one job. He came, he saw, he freaking conquered.
Yeah, he pommeled that horse. He pommeled that horse, and then he left. I mean, this is.
Did you see it? He, like, took off his glasses before he did it too. Like, he, like, couldn't see. Like,
yeah. So he actually has a rare eye disease, and he says that he's so used to it, he can just know what to do out of, like, feeling, which is crazy that he's able to do that. I mean, that's, I feel like, even more impressive.
I almost think it's an asset, though, because if you're not looking, you can't second guess yourself, if that makes sense. Like, you just have to do it.
That's true, too.
Like, I feel like it kind of erases a little bit of a psychological, or it adds one. I don't know.
Yeah. Who knows? It's impressive, though, either way. And he's cool, too. I mean, this kid, I don't know if you've seen some interviews of him. He's doing he's talking more about how he can solve a Rubik's Cube in under 30 seconds, which I think is fantastic. So funny.
Yeah, these are the reasons why I think the internet is great, is because we have launched this dude into superstardom over his nerdiness and his glasses and his ability to absolutely crush the pommel horse and win USA a medal. I just think it's so fun. He just seems like such a cool dude.
No, literally, all he knows is take nap, pommel horse, Rubik's Cube.
That's it.
Rubik's Cube. I think
he's got his priorities straight.
Yeah.
Me too, though.
Yeah, it's awesome. He seems like a sweet guy. He actually ran into a fan outside right after he won his medal who had the same eye disease as him, which was, I think, a cool moment for that kid to, connect to an athlete like that. So that was cool. Really awesome. He's a good guy. He took the time to speak with him, which is awesome.
That's incredible. That's really cool.
Yeah. So now, I guess I got a little bit of a rapid fire. I want to talk about rugby just a bit because it's a big deal, and then I'll rapid fire some medals. Because Chloe is very excited about the rugby. Chloe, do you want to announce it? You seem more excited than me.
I mean, this is great. Okay, I started following Alona Mar on Instagram a couple weeks ago. She's one of the players on the U.S. rugby team, and I absolutely fell in love with her personality. She's just such a cool person. She's so down to earth, and obviously she's an incredible athlete. So it got me really into women's rugby, and apparently our women's rugby team are pretty good. I mean, they brought home their first ever Olympic medal this year ever. They won bronze, and I watched it. I watched the bronze medal match in Hurricane Wings at eating lunch, and I have no words. I had so much fun watching women's rugby. I'm so proud of them. They won bronze. I fell in love with everyone on that team. Wow.
Yeah, I think it was great. I mean, their win was a last-second win. They got that ball, ran it down the field, and by the time they scored, they won, which is awesome. I love those last-minute feel-good wins.
And one of the things that I absolutely loved about this sport, Rugby Sevens, was that you could watch an entire match in less than 30 minutes. And usually each country had 2 matches per day. It was just rapid fire electricity. I mean, it was just incredible.
That's awesome.
Yeah, rugby games are quick.
Yeah, they are, and it's an insane sport what they do out there. I mean, it's rough, and they lift their players to catch the ball. That's crazy. Didn't know that. Yeah, I think that's so cool. So I got one more little quick story for you, just because I think it's a little sweet. So the women's water polo team was not going to the Olympics. They had no money. They didn't have the money to be sponsored. And you know who sponsored them? Flavor Flav, the rapper, American rapper, sponsored them and got to send that water polo team off to the Olympics. And they won today, Wednesday the 31st, 10-3 against Italy. So we'll see where they go to if they make the quarterfinals, which would be awesome. So I think it's a cute little fun story. And we actually are seeing this with a few teams that were being sponsored by these big icons that they just didn't have the money to get to the Olympics, and I think it's great to see that they got to get there.
Those are the underdogs.
Oh, absolutely!
That's awesome.
It'd be awesome to see if the water polo comes out and with a win and some kind of placing in the medal. That'd be great. I mean,
I hope so.
That'd be so cool.
Told you so.
Oh, it would be. Yeah.
And speaking of icons connected to the Olympics, can we talk about how Snoop Dogg was unofficially named the Olympic icon this year? Why is he at the center of all of this?
So I have this explanation for you guys, because I'm so big on the Olympics. So Snoop Dogg was asked to do a show in 2020 with the Olympics where he reviewed the big clips of the week, or the day, and he just commentated them, and it was hysterical because it's Snoop Dogg, and it was such a big hit that they brought him to the Olympics this time around, which I think is awesome.
I love it. I mean, he's hysterical. It's so funny.
It's so great. I mean,
every time Snoop Dogg is involved in something, you just that's just a good sign. It's a green flag.
Mm-hmm. I love him. I mean, I don't know if you guys, I think this is a little funny. We know Snoop Dogg, what he's known for. He made pins and it's only a small amount of pins. There was only a few of them. They're like not sponsored. Like he like got them made by someone. It's just a picture of Snoop Dogg blowing O's, but they're the Olympic rings, and he's giving them to only a few United States athletes, which I think is hilarious, and it's just so on brand for him. And
what a design choice!
Yeah, look it up. It's hysterical. I love it.
You think we can get one?
I mean, that'd be so sick. Yeah, I didn't even know about them. My mom told me, and she was like, "Did you see those?" And I was like, "No." And she's like, "We need them." And I was like, I looked it up. I was like, they're limited edition. Only have a few made. So,
wait, they're so sick, actually.
Aren't they? Yeah, they're pretty cool. And you know what else is sick about Snoop Dogg? All of his outfits, he's got some famous athlete on them. He's had Simone Biles. He's had, I think, Alana Mayer. I know Jason Kelsey had a shirt with Alana Mayer. Faces all over. It's great to see everyone repping these athletes. I mean, what a unique way with their faces on their outfits, but pretty cool. All right, I'm going to end this Olympic segment with a rapid fire medals and medal counts. Okay, we got Katie Ledecky, gold in women's 1500 meters freestyle, which I actually have in the corner of my TV right now on in prime time on mute. We got silver women's 400 meter freestyle. Women's individual foil, which is fencing. Lee Kiefer wins gold, second gold medal ever. Well, that's my rapid fire, I guess. And then we have some exciting things in the future. We got breaking, new sport, break dancing. We'll see how that gets scored, how that goes. I can't wait to watch. And then, the iconics, track and field, wrestling, synchronized swimming, which is now called artistic swimming. And there's just a bunch more that's still yet to come. And I'm excited to see what Team USA has to do and all the other athletes. So, yeah.
How do we rank with all the other countries? What's our ranking?
Our ranking right now, we have 5 gold, a little lower, not bad. It's only, the 4th day into the Olympics. 13 silver, 12 bronze, giving us the highest medal count ever out of everyone as of Wednesday, July 31st.
Yeah.
Team USA.
That's Team
USA. I think the US also has the largest number of medals in Olympic history. I think we hit 3,000.
We did.
In total.
That's
incredible. That's better than any other country.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I guess we are producing those athletes, and it's awesome to see them do their thing out there. Yes. And in Paris, what a beautiful city to do it in.
Oh, amazing.
Yeah.
Incredible.
It's so romantic.
It is. Oh, we got a little bit of a last wholesome story to end our Olympic segment. I know I keep saying I'm ending. I got more to talk about. This is my favorite thing to talk about. I love the Olympics. We got Italian Olympian Gianmarco. I'm not going to pronounce his last name. I cannot say it. Tamburi? I don't know. He lost his wedding ring in the Seine River, but he made it into a love story. And I'm pretty sure he was the flag bearer, right? And that's why he lost it?
I think so.
I'm pretty sure. So he was the flag bearer. He had lost his ring. But he made it into a love story. And he quoted this: "My ring will stay forever in the riverbed of the city of love. And if you want, we'll throw yours into the river too, so they'll be together forever, and we'll have one more excuse to, like you've always asked, renew our wedding vows and get married anew." How cute is that?
That's so cute.
What a great man. I mean, it's devastating to lose something special too like that, and just making it into a good thing. It's great. I love to see it.
An Olympian and a poet.
Yeah,
truly.
He is an Olympian, and he's the iconic Olympian known from the Tokyo 2020 games for high jump. Him and another athlete from Qatar they were going to do a jump off, and he just asked,
yes,
"Can we have 2 golds?" And it's such a great sportsmanship moment to watch. He's just good vibes all around, and I love this athlete that Italy has.
Yeah, that's really a really awesome story.
Yeah.
Well, on a little more somber note, do you guys remember about a year ago there was this little submarine that went on a voyage with a few people to supposedly explore the wreckage of the Titanic?
I remember that was water cooler gossip at my workplace last summer for 6 whole weeks.
Yes, and obviously it did not end well. To put it lightly, it imploded thousands of feet under the water. However, the official date and location of the formal hearing of what actually went wrong that day is set, and it's happening just a few hours away from our campus. It's happening in Charleston, in North Charleston, at the Charleston County Chambers, which I thought was kind of weird. Why is the hearing for this company being held in Charleston? The company is not based in South Carolina. The voyage set sail near Newfoundland, like in California, not California, in Canada, and the wreckage was found near Massachusetts. But the reasoning I found online was that South Carolina was kind of a neutral ground, that it didn't really have any place in the case at all, so it was a good, spot to hold the hearing.
Yeah, you need some impartiality. I can get that.
Yeah. But the Coast Guard says the Marine Board will consider evidence related to the incident and the loss of the Titan submersible, which was the official name for the vessel that imploded. But for those of you who don't exactly remember what I'm talking about, we're going to give you a quick little recap. In June of 2023, there was a company called OceanGate Expeditions, which now has shut down. They do no more expeditions or anything. That they're completely, like, you go to their website and it says, like, we don't do expeditions anymore. Like, we're shut down. Which makes sense after what happened, what I'm going to recap now. But OceanGate Expeditions started taking voyages down to see Titanic wreckage in 2021, but it wasn't until 2023 that everything went wrong. And, we all know what happened. Titan went down, it imploded, and it killed everybody inside. But OceanGate had been warned for years before disaster struck that this submersible and this undersea mission was dangerous. I mean, first of all, passengers were down under the water for several days to get there. Like, it took 2 days to get down there to see it. And then I guess a comparable 2 or more days back up. So you were fully underwater for at least half a week.
That makes me want to throw up.
That's scary.
I wouldn't feel comfortable doing that. I mean, for those who did, good for you. That's fine. But I would not feel cool with that at all.
And did you see how tiny it was? Do y'all remember the pictures? Like,
yeah, it was really tiny.
Was
touching
it
each other.
Not being driven by an Xbox controller?
I feel like that was an internet.
Remember that?
I feel like it had to be an internet myth.
Yeah, no, but there was a video where they did a tour of the submarine, and it was like,
no way that was real.
It might have been controlled by like a Joy-Con.
Like, you couldn't even really see it in the actual ship. Like, when you were looking at it, you were looking at it on, like, I don't know if you were looking at it on, like, a screen, but it's like, what's the point of even going down there if you can't, like, you're not even in a vessel big enough to where you can all see it at the same time.
Yeah.
Right. Like, there's not a window you can see out of. Well, the Titan submersible did have a quote unquote window, which was like inches and inches thick of plastic that you wouldn't have been able to see out anyway because it's so dark under there. And actually, some like quality control inspector at some point across the board was like, yeah, this thing should not have had a window. That was probably one of the weak points.
I can confirm it was controlled by a Logitech controller.
That's just like disrespectful.
Yeah.
It's just, it was a horrible, horrible tragedy that happened. And what makes me even more appalled is that it totally could have been avoided. OceanGate knew that there were problems with the vessel and that it should not have been used for these underwater expeditions. Years before it went down in 2023, like in 2018, the founder of OceanGate, the person who was in charge of these expeditions, was told, hey, I don't think this is a good idea. And this is when the engineers first handed over the product to like the founder. The engineers said, I don't know if we should go with this yet. I think it needs to go under further testing. It doesn't seem too safe. After that, more than 36 other industry leaders and oceanographers and deep water divers warned against this vessel being used. And it was still used because the CEO decided to go through with it. So that makes me very upset. And it didn't.
Was the CEO on the sub when it imploded?
I think he was. I think he died with it. Yeah.
And now, do we think that the passengers knew how unsafe this was going onto it, or
I'm
do you
not
think
exactly.
they were
They had to like sign a waiver?
I'm sure they had to
gaslit,
sign
though,
a
that it was
waiver.
safe?
I'm sure they had to sign a waiver. However, I didn't. The article that I read was from the New York Times, and that was like it came out like a couple days or a week after the implosion, and that's when all of this information came out. To my knowing, I don't know if it was known that it was dangerous by the people who went down. So I had to find out what actually caused this thing to implode because it had been on voyages since 2021. Apparently, the Titan, the submersible, endured damage when it went down. I mean, it's going a far way down to reach the ocean floor where this Titanic wreckage is. It was damaged. The carbon fiber hull was damaged. It accumulated wear and tear over the years of expeditions. And in, that horrible day in June of 2023, it just gave up. The outside of the shell just gave up. I mean, think about even when you go into a pool that's like 8 feet deep, you feel the pressure in your ear. I can't imagine the horrible, immense pressure that was on that submersible that far down into the ocean.
Yeah, like implosions, I feel like an implosion is a kind of event that's like completely beyond my understanding. Like when something implodes thousands and thousands of feet below the surface of the water, like it's there and like then it's not. And that's it.
Yeah.
It just collapsed. There's nothing left.
Yeah.
After it collapses.
And then there were people in there. There were, 5 people because of someone ignoring the advice of engineers and ocean divers and oceanographers. It's just it's a tragedy. I mean, there's no other way to really put it.
Yeah, it's a horrible tragedy, and it's such a this is just like disrespect to the power of nature and disrespect for any quality controller or engineer who had something to say about the safety of this, disrespect for human life. It's probably a good thing that they're doing a hearing about this to look into the details about this.
Well, I mean, they need to be held accountable for it. And especially because if your submersible that you're taking down to the Titanic for 2 years doesn't get repaired and your wear and tear isn't looked at and inspected, that's a whole other issue. Aside from just going in the first place. Like, they need to be held accountable for it.
Over the course of the next few weeks and months, SGTV will probably be reporting on more and more details of this case as they unfold, since it's happening just down the road in Charleston, just 2 hours away. So stay tuned for updates on what comes of this hearing. Yeah. And moving from the Low Country back up into the Midlands, the city of Columbia this weekend is launching a brand new, never before celebrated citywide festival called 803 Day. So the city of Columbia says the 803 Day is designed to create awareness and support for local businesses and organizations while encouraging residents and visitors to get out, get moving, and explore our great city. So festivities will be happening all around Columbia this Saturday, August 3rd, and the name is a shout out to the Midlands phone area code 803. What do y'all think about this?
I love that.
I think it's so cute.
I want a 732 day here in Jersey.
There's no 32nd day in July.
Oh, 803!
Yeah, on 8/03.
Oh,
it's like how Slurpee Day for 7-Eleven is on July 11th.
That's so cute.
Megan and I are having a moment. That's so funny.
I'm so glad that you're having this moment together. So together, let's all keep talking about what's actually going on in Columbia for 803 Day, because it seems like it's just kind of a hodgepodge of like community events to make people want to get out of their house and have fun on a Saturday. So first thing in the morning, there's like a 5K run or walk, whatever your preference is, in Forest Acres. You can register online. There's a 803day.org website where there's more information and details and registrations for all of the things I'm going to tell you about. So there's a 5K walk in the morning. I actually had a hard time looking into this. There's like a photo op at the State House at 11 o'clock in the morning. They just call it like a once in a lifetime photo op to create great memories. I have no idea what this means. Is there going to be a celebrity there? Is there a special guest? It just doesn't say, but I don't know why it's cool, but it's free. So if you're in Columbia, you can go get your photograph taken in front of the State House at 11 a.m. and maybe there's something more attached to that because they really seem to be advertising it.
Okay, cool. I mean, cool.
Right? I know. That's kind of what I think. So
yeah, it's already gorgeous for pictures to begin with. So, I mean,
it's already a great photo op. I mean, if you can go for free, maybe I feel like the way that this is coming together in my mind is like everyone participating at something in 803 Day is going to go to the State House at the same time and get their picture taken at 11 a.m.
I could see that.
So maybe it's like this is the photograph from the inaugural launch of 803 Day, and then like 20-30 years if they're still having this festival, it's like it'll be the photograph that they post on the billboards to advertise it.
Cute. I can understand that.
Yeah. So if that's actually what they do, then that's adorable, and if it's not what they do, then I'm excited to see what it is. And if photo ops, go ahead.
Point, Dawn Staley and Shane Beamer.
That'd be iconic.
Some Columbia celebrities up in here to pose with the fans. Although, isn't Dawn at the Olympics?
She can come back.
Yeah, I think she's in Paris.
Dawn is at the Olympics.
She'll be there via Zoom. They'll just have her face on like a Zoom call.
It's a stock photo of her. From like 20 years
Photoshop her in. Oh, well, if photos aren't your forte, there is a citywide scavenger hunt. If I was going to be in Columbia this Saturday, this would be the thing that I'd be all up interested in. So, citywide scavenger hunt. It's an all-day affair. There's prizes that players are competing to win. I have no more details on the prizes. They're keeping it very hush-hush because they want you to be excited. And the scavenger hunt is led through an app called Soda City Certified. It's a free app. You can go download it so you can participate in the scavenger hunt. And on the app is where you find the clues for you to follow to like get to the next place. And then once you solve a clue or go to a location or however the scavenger hunt is laid out, you find like a PIN number or a keyword and you type that into the app and it unlocks the next clue.
If I was a kid, I would totally be all over that. I just think that's like, did you guys ever like go to Disney World when you were a kid? And there was you know what I'm talking about? It was like a scavenger hunt, like yes, with the phones. It was like with Perry the Platypus.
Oh, I never did.
I do not remember this.
I don't remember that either. That was not part of my Disney.
I'm glad Delaney and I had the same experience.
No, I remember it, and I think it used to be Kim Possible themed before they made it Phineas and Ferb.
Yeah. It's. I would love that.
I feel like I remember this thing. Delaney, you might remember this too. If you all have ever been to like a Great Wolf Lodge or something like that, then there's that Magi Quest thing with wands.
I've never been.
I've also never been.
Yeah.
Great Wolf Lodge always freaked my mom out, so we never
Same, we never went. It was germ.
That's one of those places. That's one of those places that every kid wants to go to, and it's so fun. But every time you come back from that vacation, you have like the flu. Like there was no way to avoid not getting sick when you go to a place like Great Wolf Lodge or Kalahari or.
It's like the college town of kid hangouts.
Yeah.
And that's a lot of kids in pools. Kids, when they're having fun, they don't want to leave the pools to use the bathroom. Yikes.
Oh, no.
Well, I do think that the citywide scavenger hunt is probably is a really great family-friendly activity for children. And if I was in Columbia, it would be a really great Caroline-friendly one-woman show activity that I would probably be interested in. It sounds like a lot of fun. I'm so interested in how they're doing it through this app. It just seems really cool. And in the middle of the day, starting at noon and ending at 5, so in the whole afternoon, there's like the actual festival portion is at the Robert Mills House and Gardens. Really beautiful property. It's free, but you do have to RSVP online on that same 803day.org website. There's food trucks, vendors, retail exhibits on site. There's live music all afternoon and like lawn patio games to play. There's a clear bag policy and you have to like bring your own chair or towel to sit on. But it just seems like it's one big like garden party.
That's awesome. I've been there before for our sorority formal. It's a gorgeous like garden venue. Like I love it. So take advantage of that.
Yeah, it's beautiful. And the last thing I want to tell you all about is there's 803 deals across the city. That's $8.03. So retail stores and restaurants are offering like one day only deals where things that usually have a different price now cost $8.03. So some restaurants participating are like the East Bay Deli. Their signature sandwiches on sale for $8.03. Fat Cat Biscuits has got some promotion going on. Meagan Rebel Dogs.
Woohoo! I've never been there.
Hot dog for $8.03. And there's more restaurants. There's retail stores in 5 Points that are participating. So it's just a great opportunity to like get people out of their house, exploring Columbia, supporting local businesses and restaurants. I think this sounds like a great idea.
I love it.
I wish I was in Columbia this weekend to check it out.
That's what I'm thinking. I drive back down early.
Yeah, I was of the four of us, I was the one in Columbia for most of the summer, but I am out of town, so even I won't be able to be there. But anyone listening should try to make it. So for more information about 803 Day and all its attractions, it can be found at that website that I was talking about, 803day.org. It's got all the signups, all the places to like buy the tickets, register for the free stuff, the information about where things are. All the information's on that website.
Saturday is a big day for Columbia, bro.
There's a lot going on.
Unmatched.
Oh my gosh, you're right, because it's the same day as the soccer game.
I think Saturdays. I'm actually maybe I'm a little glad I'm not in Columbia.
Yeah, I was just about to say. I don't know if I would leave my house. That just seems.
Yeah.
The point of this is to get you out of your house.
And you know what? I wonder how the game is going to affect this event, especially because it's the first one.
That's what I'm thinking. How is that? Especially the citywide scavenger hunt.
Yeah. No, because if there's a clue at Willie B, it's over.
All of the traffic for the game will be accumulated at Williams-Brice. So as long as one of the destinations on the scavenger hunt is not Williams-Brice, we should be fine.
Yeah, but you
can stay in the like Main Street Vista 5 Points.
Yeah.
Hopefully it's fine.
Still could be higher traffic, but not as bad as over there.
Yeah.
So big day, 803, big day in Columbia.
Big day in Columbia. I hope that everyone in Columbia, for whatever festivity or another, has a great time this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, enjoy all of the free festivities. That's what I love about these events, is that there's so much free stuff. It's got to capitalize on.
Columbia is pretty good about that. Lots of free activities to do in that city.
For sure. Well, it's almost the end of our final podcast episode, but this wouldn't be Good Morning Gamecocks without one last fun food fact. So, what do we have today?
Our fun food fact for the day is that today is National Ice Cream Sandwich Day.
I have a major hot take.
You better be careful.
Oh god.
I don't like ice cream sandwiches. I said it. I'm going to say it again. I don't like ice cream sandwiches.
Can I say, I'm like 80-20 on the ice cream sandwich. 80%, I'm all there. I love it. I think I love ice cream. I love sugary stuff. I love ice cream. Feel like I had to say that twice. It's just ice cream's really important to me, and I think the ice cream sandwiches are great. However, I have two gripes with ice cream sandwiches. two main gripes. One, the packaging they come in is always either plastic and therefore horrible to deal with, or paper and then it sticks to the ice cream sandwich, which is a horrible experience. And once you take the wrapper off, the like cookie part, it gets stuck on my fingers and makes me feel like a 2-year-old.
Yeah, it sometimes the sandwich is just, it's too soft. But I will say, if you ever go to a local ice cream place that makes homemade ice cream sandwiches, we have one here in Jersey that does, and the sandwiches are like harder, so they don't stick to your fingers, and it's like a nice bite, and it's not like crispy, but it's hard, but it's soft enough that it's not melting everywhere. It's delicious.
That's really good, actually.
Mm-hmm.
I would just so much rather just eat a cup of ice cream. The ice cream that I could get at an ice cream store or out of a machine is so much better than whatever plastic ice cream they've got in the ice cream sandwiches. I'm sorry.
Okay, so there's one type of ice cream sandwich at Trader Joe's that's like round. It's like chocolate chip cookies on either end, and it's like surrounded with chocolate chips.
A chipwich.
So good.
Oh,
Delicious.
I don't like chipwiches.
Chipwiches are not good. I'm sorry.
I don't like those ones. I like the regular,
aggressively incorrect.
No. There's no reason why I need any sort of vessel to deliver my ice cream except a spoon or a cone. There doesn't need to be anything else. No cookie, no sandwich, no.
Can
spoon
I
or a
raise,
cone?
Chloe the Baked Bear. Don't take Chloe the Baked Bear.
Counterpoint to you.
Okay.
What if it's a waffle ice cream sandwich?
Like waffles? Like on
two,
either side?
Hard, like waffle cone material, but it's like those are the sandwiches.
Okay, well then I'm gonna complain about that because when you bite into it, it's gonna like smush down, and the ice cream's gonna come out on all the sides. Isn't that uncomfortable, Delaney?
Bowl.
I think that allow me to erase perhaps a mediating argument. I think that anyone who truly in their soul relies on ice cream is going to think that ice cream sandwiches are good. Chloe, I'm going to go out on a limb and say that you deep down in your soul do not rely on ice cream to the point that the rest of the food.
I am going to have to disagree because for like Christmas when I was 7 or 8, my mom got me a personalized bowl with my name on it that said "hands off my ice cream." One time it gets better. One time I gave up ice cream for Lent, so I went 40 days without eating ice cream, and I had a sundae about the size of my head. Every celebration, I get ice cream. Ice cream over cake any day. I once ate a third of a kitchen sink by myself. I am an ice cream fiend, Caroline, and that's why I hate ice cream sandwiches, because it is not the purest form of that dairy cream delicacy that I know and love. I had ice cream today. You know what I had? I had a delicious, like, blizzard type thing with cookie dough mixed in it, and it was creamy. It was just the slightest bit, like it gave me some like pushback in my mouth. Like it didn't just like melt. Like I had to like chew on it.
You need to stop making these noises like right now. Okay, so I'm gonna put.
This is the craziest monologue I've ever heard in my life.
I have this question. Delaney, Chloe, you just said you don't like a chipwich because it's the two cookies and makes it to a sandwich, but you'll put the cookie sandwich into the ice cream?
No, it's cookie dough. Raw cookie dough, not the actual cookie.
Similar.
So what if you have an ice cream sandwich and it's cookie dough?
That I would do.
Raw cookies.
Raw cookie dough. There was this place in New York City that I went to once called Dough, and they served you raw cookie dough. Oh my God, no way.
Yeah,
I might like that more than ice cream. Like that's
a little too much for me, I think.
I've never gotten on the cookie dough trend personally.
Oh, so good.
It's too sweet for me. Okay, one last question about ice cream, and then we can wrap it up. So, like the moral alignment chart that goes from like lawful good to chaotic evil and everything in between.
Yeah.
I want y'all to identify yourselves with ice cream. Clearly, Chloe is a lawful neutral.
Wait, I don't exactly know what this means. I have to look this up.
I feel like Chloe's lawful evil.
She might be lawful evil. Like, she's following the rules, but she's being a little mean to other people about the fact that they aren't following the rules.
So that's what that means.
That's what I'm saying it means.
Wait, so
I'm definitely a chaotic neutral. I'm not here for the rules. I'm just here for the ice cream.
Here's the thing. I just think there should be You know how there's like general etiquette when you eat at a table? You know, you like don't put your elbows on the table and you start with the fork furthest from your plate. There should just be rules with ice cream. And one of them is you shouldn't buy it out of a box at the supermarket next to two smushed, poorly baked sandwich cookies and then eat that out of paper. That shouldn't happen. Yes. Please.
That is all I can afford. I am a broke college kid, and it's delicious.
No,
this is propaganda up in here.
No fun. Like, you're no fun. Like,
what do you mean? I am the most fun. I am promoting.
Are you telling me how to eat ice cream?
Wait, no. Wait. I am promoting.
Ice cream has to have rules, and you're like, no, guys, but I'm fun.
I am promoting diverse ice cream flavors with diverse toppings. You want to eat the lowest quality vanilla ice cream smushed between two cookies that get stuck on your hands? No, you don't.
Chloe, do you eat ice cream cakes?
No, I don't like ice cream cakes. There shouldn't be frosting on ice cream.
I get an ice cream cake for my birthday every single year since I was
That's a crime. Just eat the actual ice cream. It doesn't need to be hardened and put into a cake. That is not a natural form. That is not a natural form for ice cream.
Crunchies and the fudge in the middle. It's
you can't. No, time out. If you can't scoop it and it gives it like that's not ice cream. That's like some rock solid ice. Not cream, something else ice that you're eating milk ice. It's not even good tasting ice cream. And then you put that toxic blue icing on top that tastes like you're eating paint? Absolutely not.
Chloe, how do you feel about ice pops?
Hate them. I don't like ice pops.
This is a good.
I would eat fudge. We're unleashing when you ask this question.
I would eat a fudge pop. I wouldn't eat an ice pop because like ice pop is just fruit flavored water. I don't want to. Why would I want to eat that for pleasure? I'm going to conclude with some of my ice cream rules. Okay.
Let's hear them.
All right, here we go. Ice cream base should not be fruit flavored. At that point, just call it an ice because you're just messing up the cream flavor. Strawberry, raspberry, that should not exist.
Hold up. We need to pause immediately and talk about banana pudding ice cream because that just is
so good. Why would you do that? Why would you have smushy Nilla wafers and brown banana pieces in ice cream? Please explain yourself. Because that's a common ice cream topping.
Can we rewind a couple minutes ago when Chloe was like, I'm promoting diverse ice cream flavors, and here she is vetoing
but not objectively horrible flavor combinations.
Strawberry ice cream is good.
Strawberry ice cream is good.
Chunks of fruit in their dessert? Not me.
I've never had it with chunks of fruit before. Never.
Anyway, when you're eating strawberry flavored ice cream, it's not even flavored with natural strawberries. That's all fake. Okay,
and that's the good stuff. The fake stuff.
What if it was homemade?
Also, how do you know that?
Look at the back of any strawberry ice cream container. Strawberry is like the second to last ingredient on the list.
Locally.
Don't let Chloe work at an ice cream place because you won't be selling half the stuff.
Somebody's gonna be like, "Can I have strawberry ice cream?" Chloe's gonna be like, "No."
No. The only colored thing that I want in my ice cream besides white, brown, or green. Because mint chocolate chip ice cream is the best ice cream.
Ew, I hate mint chocolate chip.
That's a completely criminal take. I think that cancels out everything you've already said. You've destroyed your reputability.
No, I'll tell you why.
No,
because
I don't want to listen to this.
The base of an ice cream flavor should not be a fruit. Because a fruit is a healthy food group. That does not belong in your ice cream. I'm sorry, that doesn't exist. So the base either has to be vanilla or chocolate or a derivative. A derivative of chocolate is mint. A derivative of vanilla, an example would be caramel.
That's like saying the derivative of vanilla is strawberry.
Chloe has never taken calculus in her life. She doesn't know what a derivative is.
Mint is closer to lettuce than chocolate.
Lettuce flavored ice cream.
It's a leaf.
I think we just have to be done with this conversation. It's already gone on for too long.
Okay. Well, I seriously want to know other people's ice cream opinions. So if you're listening to this on YouTube and you've gotten this far, please leave a comment because I need to know your ice cream opinions. I have to see if there's some people with me.
Please tell her that mint chocolate chip ice cream is bad.
Tell her she's wrong.
What do you mean?
It tastes like toothpaste.
No, it doesn't. It does not taste like toothpaste.
Chloe, 2 words. Tooth. Paste.
That's 1 word. That's literally 1 word. Don't even come at me like that. You don't even have grammar.
It's literally 1 word.
Okay.
Let's. I love you so much, but I think you're just wrong about this.
There's few things that I have strong opinions on. I'm political about ice cream.
Do I move on? The point is ice cream exists to fulfill the soul. And if you are the kind of person whose soul is fulfilled by ice cream sandwiches, you should eat those. And if you're the kind of person whose soul is fulfilled by mint chocolate chip ice cream,
I guess
I'm sorry, but you can eat that because it does exist and it's legal to consume.
Thank you.
Well, guys, with all of the ice cream debates, I think we gotta wrap up Good Morning Gamecocks for today, August 2nd, 2024.
Be sure to follow us on Instagram, X, and Facebook at SGTV at USC.
To keep up with all of our content, be sure to also visit us online at sgtv@usc.com. For SGTV, I'm Delaney Flanagan.
I am Chloe Findlay.
I'm Meagan Daukshus.
And I'm Caroline Smith. Thanks again for listening to GMG's Summer Podcast. From all of us here at SGTV, have a great weekend, Carolina. Forever to thee.